Alright, so in this video, I'm going to talk about objective arrogance versus subjective cowardice. And here's what I mean by this. Balance is key for a lot of things, and even the things you may not think is necessary for. You may not think it's a good thing to have balance for PMO, for instance. I guess that's going to be a controversy in itself, because you know that PMO is bad by itself, by its very nature. You should at least try to abstain from some form of addiction. And, but beyond that, balance is key for a lot of things. And I'm going to say it for this because I could inflate what I really mean by objectiveness or subjectivity. I could really inflate that too much, but I'm going to try to explain what I'm saying here. So if you can't hear me out, objective arrogance would be something where you're trying to make sure you know something's a fact or an example or a solid argument without having to compromise and have take backsies on what it's supposed to do for that fact to work. Because for it to be consistent in logic, it has to actually never fail. And a subjective cowardice is when you're going about the all one size does not fit all, but that can actually be its own fallacy. And there's a way that this happens where you don't mean to give someone advice that doesn't have to work for them, and so you take responsibility for that. I've seen this happen. That makes me a little bit angry sometimes, but I know why. I understand why. I sympathize why people do that, where they're like, I can't give you this advice for something because I don't want to be responsible for what happens with you using it. And I do get that. I try to understand that. But subjective cowardice is when you assume that nobody is the same in a certain way, but that could be wrong. With objective arrogance, when you assume everybody's the same in a certain way, but that could be wrong. And if you really knew how to balance between objective and subjective, and you knew that the facts and opinions or the chaos theory implementations of this, I'll get to that in another video, the actual semblance of actually making sure that you have the advice and the listening skills to know the difference. And that's my take with that. Objective arrogance versus subjective cowardice. Take care, everyone.